you feel it?
This is a podcast.
Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto. Before I get started on this week's episode, I just want to give out to Taffy Isabel for your 2 sets of generous coffees. The first set goes, hey friend, as usual, you're doing the Lord's thing. Super awesome work all round, so it's about time I top up them coffees. This is for little man. Okay, I'll pass on the message and give the coffees down to little man. And then you came back again, Taffy Isabel, with another generous coffee. And your comment there is PS, the birthday coffee that I promised you. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to support the podcast a similar way, please head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/feeling station and give as the spirit leads. Remember, there is nothing too small to support the podcast that you've grown to love. And to celebrate hitting 1,000 reviews on Spotify, you need to start calling me Tinto1K from this day on, okay? With that out the way, let's get straight into this week's episode. Here you go.
Is that a breakup?
I think we have a situation right here. On the Feeling Station.
Hey, what's up, bro?
I'm good. How are you, Tinto?
I'm all right. Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you.
For those listening to this podcast for the first time, it's a romantic, family, and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give you lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast has become really popular for 2 main reasons. The first being, I do my best to keep my guests anonymous by giving them a name from the African continent. And are you ready for the name that I have for you, sir?
Of course, 100%. You can shoot.
So your name comes from West Africa and it's got Islamic influence. I hope you remember this. Your name is Aruna, which is Arouna. Aruna.
Aruna.
Yeah, Aruna. And what that means is somebody who delivers a message. So you're a messenger.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that you're a messenger of good news on today's episode. No chance that's happening. No chance. And what name are you giving the person you're talking about today?
This has been quite a difficult one, because I think I have 2 names.
Okay.
I would call it Shady.
Shady.
But then I think the perfect name for her is Mona Lisa. And I'll give you the reason why. You know that Lil Wayne Kendrick Lamar Mona Lisa song.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. She's that kind of a person. You know?
Bruh.
Yeah. I settled for Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm. You are not playing there, are you? And the second reason why the podcast is really popular is the real life lessons that people are going to take away from the story you're going to share. So what would you like anybody to walk away with today?
Okay. So I've 4 lessons that I can say. 4 lessons. And the first one will be, the world is selfish. No one is coming to serve you. Always choose yourself.
Oh, yes. You can say that again, bro. I agree.
Yeah. And the second one, the majority can be very wrong. And what people think doesn't matter, because life is very personal and we all have our different life experiences. So we are taking when taking advice, sorry about that. When taking advice, consider yourself first, because life is very personal.
Okay. Yeah. So you're basically saying consider yourself first.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because life is very personal. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And your third one?
The third one, change is inevitable. And indeed, people change. But you can never change anyone. So don't force it.
Sure, I'm seeing a running theme here. Yeah, I like it. I'm seeing what this might be about. And your fourth one?
Yeah. And the fourth one, you always fight over the same things, but just in different fashions. So do not ignore the first red flags.
Oh, okay. So let's play this back. Number one, the world is selfish and no one is coming to save you, so always choose yourself. Number two, the majority can be very wrong, and what people think doesn't matter because life is very personal and we all have our different life experiences. So when you're taking advice, consider yourself first because life is very personal.
Yep.
And then number three, change is inevitable and indeed people change, but you can never change anyone, so don't force it. And the last one, you will always fight over the same things, but just in different versions, so do not ignore the first red flags.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Aruna, where did you meet Mona Lisa and why did you decide you want to go for her?
Okay. I think I'll digress a bit so
Mm-hmm.
that the story makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I had broken up with a long-time girlfriend, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was in this era of me trying things out, meeting people, and yeah, meeting around girls and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
just after I broke up with my girl, my long-time girlfriend, maybe I'll call her Bella.
Mm-hmm.
So after breaking up with Bella, I I became more open to uh, girls, like new girls coming in and all that. So one of my friends hooked me up to this other girl. I'll call him um, Smalley. Yeah, I'll call her
Mm-hmm.
Smalley. Yeah. So he hooked me up to Smalley, and it was a vacation from uni. So he hooked me up with Smalley. So I started talking to Smalley over the phone,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it turned out Smalley and I were at the same school, but we never met. And
Right.
yeah, so we were talking on WhatsApp. Then I lost my phone, and that was the end of Smalley. But remember the name because she will come up. Then
Okay.
now, then now, back to our story.
Mm.
I was in my final year, and I was doing my dissertation. So I went to school a little bit earlier before the schools were open. Then that's when I met this Mona Lisa, and
Mm.
Mona Lisa was on her orientation. Then I met her, and prior she was once my junior in high school.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, then we met on the campus, and she was registering and all that, and
Mm.
we met and we talked. Hi, how are you? Nothing much, and just hi, hi, and that was that.
Mm.
Then I went home and I talked to my friend that I met Mona Lisa, and she was like, "Oh, okay. So what about her?" And I said, "Ah, I just met her, you know." And he said, "Cool." Then on the day we met, that's when we exchanged numbers, right?
Uh-huh.
Then then we started talking, but it wasn't much. Hi, how are you? Hi, 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 and just that. Then one of these days, I went to. So she used to stay in a different neighborhood from
Mm.
where I used to stay. So I was in her neighborhood, like seeing
Mm-hmm.
friends, and then I told her, I'm around. Then she says, cool, you can pass by my place and we can chat. And I said,
Yeah.
that's okay. And then I passed by, and she was a good cook, and she had prepared some nice food. Then we ate, and it was really nice, and we had a good time. Then it started raining, cats and dogs. It raining,
Mm-mm.
raining, and it was like, Arona, you see, it's raining and it's late, and you cannot leave. Then I was like, okay, that's cool. So then we had our first sleepover, you know. So, but during that
So you
sleepover,
slept.
nothing.
So you slept.
Yeah,
You slept over at her place.
yes, it's a place.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
on that day, nothing happened. So I will try to be explicit as I can, so that you know. So nothing happened. But at the back of my mind, I was just questioning myself: should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I touch it? Should I do what? At the same time, I was scared to say, if I do something nasty, she can report and say she was raped. And
Yeah.
back in the day when you're at uni, and when a girl reports, and and when a girl reports, you're scared that maybe I'll be expelled and suspended maybe for 2 semesters, and I didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but that was one of the longest nights that I've ever had, because I was thinking, should I not? And then we woke up the next morning, hi, and nothing happened. And then I went to my place. Then we talked again. Then she invited me over again to her place. And
So hang on a sec.
yeah,
Was she just inviting you as a friend?
yeah, I was still, yeah, I was a friend. I was
So you were thinking of touching your friend?
a friend in courts, so I would say, because
Explain.
um, I wouldn't say we were friends. She was someone that I knew from high school, right? And
Yeah.
we were just talking, and like we were getting along, but I wouldn't consider my friend, so I would say, because there isn't much that we had in common back then, and we were trying to figure out, like, she was someone who would talk a lot. She would tell me my sister recently got married, showing me their wedding pictures, and she was just someone like that. And that was the basis of. So I wouldn't say we were friends, honestly.
So what were you?
For me, at the back of my mind, I just came out from a nasty breakup, and I was just trying to have some fun. So you know, I was,
So you were looking for a fuck buddy?
yeah, in a sense, 100%. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. But
So
what is it about that made a suitable candidate to be a fuck buddy?
um, I think she was very receptive, so I can say, like, and I think after this sleepover that we had, I started flirting with her. Like, oh, I'll come and give you a good massage. I'll do this to you. And yeah, I think, and she was the way she was responding to me. It was something,
Okay.
she was receptive, so I can say,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
That's clearer to me. I was a bit confused about what you guys were.
Okay.
But yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's clear. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'll come to that point. Yeah.
Mm.
So now, remember, I mentioned Smalley earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Then now, I'm now seeing this girl. Molly is now in the picture. She reached out to me on Instagram. Then there's Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm flirting with these girls. Like, with Smalley, it was very clear, and it was just a moment of just us meeting and do the deal and whatever. It was crystal clear with Smalley. I think we both wanted the same thing. She wanted to have fun. I wanted to have fun. Nothing more, nothing less with Smalley.
Mm-hmm.
That was crystal clear. Then now, when it comes to Mona Lisa, then she then invited me again to a place. This time around, I went prepared, and I told myself, if I die, I die. I don't know. I have to. Then I went to a place again. Then she had prepared something nice. We ate, and it was very good.
Mm.
And fortunately or unfortunately, it rained again. Cats and dogs.
Ah, bruh. Bruh.
I'm telling you, I'm not tripping, man. I'm telling you. And
Okay.
yeah, it rained again. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that day I went prepared. I had my whole armor, and then I initiated things. To my surprise, she responded nothing. And you know what? Hey, ah, I tell you,
Okay. I think I get what that means.
yeah. And
Mm.
we had a good time. Then
Yeah.
that was that. Nothing, nothing defined there. And then I continued with my life. And at the same time, I was now having some good time with Smolly. Then Smolly discovers that with Mona Lisa, and Smolly got pissed. Then Smolly walked away. That was
Mm-hmm.
the end of Smolly. Then now Mona Lisa, this became now more of a routine where I would visit a place, then we would have fun, then but nothing defined. Then she would come to my
Mm-hmm.
place, she would wash my clothes, and doing those wife duties, and
Mm-hmm.
she would cook, and she would go. So this one day she came, and my roommate was not around because he did
Mm-hmm.
sports. So he had gone for sports. Then he came, and we had a good time. And just before you climax, then she was like, hold up, man. What are we?
Oh man,
And
you just hit me with a massive
yeah,
throwback. I remember when I was once asked that question.
yeah,
Hey man, there's no moment that ever prepares you for it, which is why now I'm such a big proponent of make sure your shit is defined clearly from day one, so
exactly.
that that question never ever has to come, because
Yes.
just the way you said it in
Yeah.
in the heat of the moment, can I assume it killed the vibe?
Instantly it killed. And
Yeah.
also at the same time, obviously, you know the answer that I gave her.
Well, what did you say?
I just wanted to hear that I like her, that
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Then I had to tell her that,
Oh, you
regardless of,
did.
yeah, I did, I think. And I said, um, yeah, there's someone I'm into. And, you know, then she was like, okay, that's cool. And officially, we became boyfriend, girlfriend.
Did you lie to her in that moment?
100%. I lied to her. I wasn't, honestly, I hadn't moved on from my ex girlfriend. Like, I still loved her. And
Mm.
everything that I was doing, I think it was just like a coping mechanism and trying to drown myself and like trying to, ah, I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then,
Don't want to dwell on it too much, but did you lie because you wanted to have your orgasm? Because the question was asked just before you bust a nut.
yeah, yeah. So I lied because I knew, like, remember this is my final year and this is a very busy period.
Right.
Like writing your dissertation, going to school and all that. So I I I didn't have the time to go out and look for other people because most of the time I was at school and
Mm,
home. So I tried because like when they were two, trying to balance them, it was quite
mm,
difficult because
mm-hmm.
Smalley was someone who wanted so much attention, you know. So yeah, that's why she ended up finding out that there is Mona Lisa, you know. And
But
on
but
the
why
other
did you
end,
but why
mm,
did you feel the need to have two girls instead of just the one to help get over the pain? Why did you need two?
variety, bro, like a salad.
Ah.
No, I know it's stupid, and like I'm saying, I have to be very honest and to be explicit. And I know there are some cases where I was the villain, and like I know most people try to be the victims, but I think
Yeah.
this one is more of a 50-50. So I can say. But
I think I think it's
mm,
quite villainous. I don't think it's 50-50. 50-50 how? Because
yeah,
remember Smolly didn't know that you had somebody else, so she was in 100. You on the other hand
yeah,
knew that you were double dipping, so you were the only one who was not 100 because you were being one dishonest about the number of people you were sleeping with, but you're also now being dishonest about the emotions that you felt when she asked, "What are we?" So yes, I know people. The majority of the time are the victims, but this is sounding quite villainous at the beginning.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would take that.
And was that because you were just trying to numb the pain from the previous heartbreak? Because it sounds like it was quite tough on you.
It was really tough on me because I think I was given a pregnancy scare, and then I'm thinking that this girl is now saying I'm leaving you, and she's going to be with my child, and she's saying I don't want anything to do with you, and it was nasty. And
Mm,
of course, I later on discovered that she was just lying to me, and you know,
right. Okay.
yeah. So during that time, I think I was, like I said, I was hurt, and I thought like me just having some fun with girls would make me feel better, but
Mm,
it didn't.
no. In fact, I think it more likely creates more problems for you because now you're dealing with managing two people that you hope do not meet or know each other, and then eventually when they do, you now need to work up a lie to make one or both of them quiet.
Yeah.
And then
So
you have to think about managing the perception that they have of you. Some
exactly.
people don't give a shit. Some people still want to have a good image in quotes being painted. Now you're also torn in between and asking yourself whether you're a good person or not because you know you've clearly hurt somebody else now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think I'm that one kind of a person who is more concerned about the image. And
Mm,
for me, yeah, that was something else. That was so unlike me.
mm. Okay, cool. Let's go on with your story. Sorry to interject and digress so much. Let's go.
So now I think things were now okay. Me and Mona Lisa, and I can tell you, bro, that Mona Lisa loved me. She was all in, and she was planning weddings. She was planning we get married. She had the color theme. She had everything for our wedding, and I think this was in a space of 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, but like I said, the other part of me wasn't 100% in with her, and so when we went for vacation, so I had finished my degree. I was jobless. I was now at home. Then I told him, I think what you want and what I have to offer doesn't match. So the best we can do, I think, is we can break up.
Oh.
Then it didn't get to her well. I tell you, she cried. She told her friends. Her friends called me, and but I was heartless. I didn't listen. I didn't take her back, you know, I didn't.
Mm.
But we kept in touch and we continued talking and then she was updating me. She now had a boyfriend and I moved on. And I think sometime later, 3, 4 months down the line after we broke up, I got a job and yeah, I was working and yeah, things were starting to, and she was seeing someone and
Mm-hmm.
but we would always talk. Then this is the interesting part. Now, how we reconnected again. So I used to stay in another city.
Mm-hmm.
She used to stay in the capital. Then we
Mm-hmm.
used to learn in another city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I
Mm-hmm.
got my job, I moved to the capital city where
Right.
she used to stay, but she was at school in another city, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So now I'm in the capital, her hometown, and she's in the other city. Then one of these days, I had my girlfriend. She had a boyfriend, but we were chatting, and she's telling me how this new boyfriend is and how he's not delivering like the deliverables. And he's telling me, I miss you,
Right.
you know. Then I said, oh, okay, cool. Don't worry, I'll pay you a visit, right? Then,
But wait a minute, bro. Hold on. Hold on.
yeah.
So you broke up. How long was it before you break up and your next girlfriend? Because you said you were with someone just now.
So I broke up with her like, I think this was 4 months, 4 or 5 months after the
Mm-hmm.
breakup. Then I found
Mm-hmm.
someone, right?
Yeah.
Then on her side also she had someone that she was now telling
Mm-hmm.
me that this guy is not delivering like the deliverables and it's
Mm-hmm.
terrible. And every time I think of it, then I'm like, oh, okay, don't worry, I'll come over. And she said, that's okay. Then I got my bus ticket early
Mm-hmm.
Saturday morning, and by 8 o'clock I was in her city, right? And
Yeah.
and like when people are in school, like he expected me, and I bought some few supplies, like school kids, and yeah. Then I went there, and we had I think for whatever time that we were together. That day, I remember it vividly because it was very intense, and I think it was very intentional, and everything that happened seemed like it was planned, and yeah, it was intense. And yeah, we did it raw, and I think that's what I regret. And also at the same time, it was nice, so I can say.
What do you regret exactly?
What I regret is I think that's when things changed, and that's when I considered her back. And I think that was the biggest mistake that I made, that we got back together. Because now the trajectory that things took now, it was different from the initial how we started initially.
So I'm just hung up on the fact that you actually haven't spoken about your girlfriend in all of this. In your head, you're like, okay, let me come and give you the sex that you deserve. So
Okay,
so you were well, it sounds to me like you were openly going to go cheat on your girlfriend.
100%. That's what really happened, and I think the reason why I did that was because I thought I could, but I couldn't. Because I think one of the things that this girl told me, he said, okay, we have to be celibate, 100%. So we cannot.
Who said you need to be celibate? Your girlfriend at the time?
Yes. So then I thought to myself, okay, cool, we can do that. And yeah, I think I was thirsty, and then I had to, and that's why I'm saying I regret that moment. I regret that decision that I made because
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. No,
no,
I really don't. Because the thing is, right, for starters, you
yeah,
kept the door open when you guys broke up, right?
exactly.
Some people can handle that. Cool. Kudos to them. You
Mhm,
kept the door open. You moved on.
mhm.
You went with someone who was being intentional about, not trying to have sex before marriage, etc., etc. Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
And then because the door is open on the other end, Mona Lisa now hollers at you, and you picked up. Or, well, I don't. Okay, did she call you? She called you.
I don't remember, but we both
Okay, fine.
agreed. We both agreed, and she was with someone else, and I was with someone else.
Yeah. So there was contact.
Yeah,
So there's two things you could consider. One, what the feelings of the person you're with would be, and
mhm,
secondly, what the feelings of the other guy could be if any of this went south. I know it's not your responsibility to worry about what the other guy feels or to what your person feels.
yeah.
That's what came out in episode I've forgotten, vintage sex discovery.
Oh,
This
yeah,
was a
I
hot
remember.
topic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where she openly said it wasn't her responsibility to keep the guy who she wanted to screw faithful to his missus. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's your responsibility here either for that.
yeah,
But your conscience really should have really kicked in that there are two people here that are potentially going to be hurt. You choose to ignore that, choose to get onto a bus, get to your destination, speak to a hug, kiss, get undressed, to have sex,
yeah.
and even reminisce and think about it and say, this is better than the last time we did it, probably because you knew there were stolen waters, and stolen waters are sweet. So when you
Exactly.
say you regret something, I'm struggling to see what it is that you actually regretted.
Like I'm saying, the way things went after. That's something that I now, when I reflect, like in retrospect, to say,
Post nut clarity.
yeah, I wouldn't say post nut. Like I'm saying right now, when I look at it,
Mm.
I think post nut will be like after the moment. But now,
Yeah,
when
yeah, okay.
when I reflect and look back, and it's something that I'm not proud of, and it's
Right.
something that you know, and like I'm saying, I'm telling you as raw as it is, whether
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the villain, whether she was, but I'm just telling you the way things happened, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be as honest as I can, and not
Yeah.
to try to say, this girl did this to me. And like most of the times people they portray the other person as a bad person, and no one talks about the bad things that they did in the relationship. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
is innocent, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be that kind of a person. Like for my story, it has to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So now we were talking. Then I went back. We were talking, and I broke up with this girlfriend that I had, and
Why did you break up with her? What was your
I
reason?
I discovered that she was cheating with someone else, and the things that
Now, ain't that funny?
the things okay, the most irritating part is the things that she was saying we have to be celibate, and she was actually doing it with someone else. You know,
But what she's saying versus what she's doing doesn't matter because
yeah.
because you were doing exactly the same.
Exactly,
So what
exactly.
hurt you really?
That's knowing that I didn't. I couldn't have it, the cookie, while it's someone else is, and you know, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So now, I think it's now a year after the breakup, right?
Mm. Mm.
Um, then I think I invited her to a wedding.
Mm.
I think a church member was getting married, and I invited her, and she came over, and there were some, those old ladies from our church, and like my peers, people I grew up with. Then these
Mm.
people see her, and everyone was like, "Wow, this is an ideal wife, and this is something." And everyone said, this is, and everyone is asking me, "Why did you break up with her? Why?" And people, like everyone was praising her, and that takes us to the lesson where I said the majority can be very wrong, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and but at this moment, and everyone is praising her, and people are saying good things about her, and the way she's presenting herself, and all that. And I think this was in December, and I still remember on a New Year's Eve, we had a very long call, and I think that's when we got back together, and we started now a relationship, and we said we have to start afresh, and she had broken up with him, with her with her boyfriend. She was now single, I was now single, and we said, okay, fine, let's start over again and try to build something solid, something serious. And it started off well, and I had quitted my job, and I went back to my hometown, and she then said, okay, for my internship, I'm going to come to your city. Then she came, she got the place where she was working in my hometown, and we were there, and we had a very good time, and everything was perfect. So I
Mm.
think now, 4 months down into a internship, everything is perfect. She started acting funny, and there's this other guy who shows up, and he says, this is my childhood friend and all that. I didn't take it serious. Then I think we started fighting. I don't know for whatever reason, but I couldn't pinpoint what was the reason. And this time around, I was all in now. Like me, I was now all
I,
in. Yeah.
I actually don't believe you don't know what the reason was. People just don't fight.
N- Okay. I think all these reasons will come out at the end of this, because I
Okay.
then discovered like a pattern where I said change is inevitable, but like you
Mm-hmm.
cannot force someone to change. So like all these, I think everything comes and everything makes sense at the end of the story. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for no reason we were fighting, and she broke up with me, and
Mm.
I tell you, I was hurt. I was hurt to the core, and that was painful. And
Mm.
she said, this is not working out. I have to leave. And that I'm thinking to myself, because I think she was coming to my place, to our place, my parents' place, because I was staying with my parents. And she was coming, and my mom knew her. My mom loved her. Everyone loved her. I'm thinking
Mm.
now we are breaking up. What am I going to tell them? What am I going to say? And obviously, they will say I'm the one who is wrong, and I don't
Mm.
have anything solid to tell them. Then we broke up, and then she had a trip um, to an East African country, and she said she was visiting her aunt.
Mm.
So this is important. This trip is important. And she came back, and I think back from there she started saying, I'm sorry for what I did, and can we work things out?" And then we got back together, right? Then we we tried to work, but it was fights, and then you would comfort yourself. There is no smooth relationship, so you can say there are fights and all that. Then I think down the line, I think we're now into towards COVID. Yeah, before the lockdown. Um,
Mm.
he had another trip um, to a neighboring country, and she had a trip there. And on her way, because she went by road, then she flew coming back to the country. So on her way, we were fighting. And like I'm saying, for no reason, we were fighting. And we were fighting. Then I don't know what happened. She took a screenshot of our chat. I think she wanted to show someone. Then mistakenly she shared it to me, right? And I see I'm written with my name, Anora. And I'm like,
Mm.
that's not how you saved my name. Then she was like,
Mm.
because we were fighting, and and that's the reason, and I'm not in a good space, and you know what you did. Then I apologized to her, right? And she went there, and she said when she was in that country, she was going to the beach side of that country now, because
Mm-hmm.
then she said when she went to the beach side of that country, she would say every morning and every evening there is no power. So I couldn't WhatsApp
Mm.
call her. I couldn't video call her. I couldn't do anything. So
Mm.
to me, I thought that was okay because you'll be reading stories that these countries ex- power cuts and all that, and but
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the red flags like that I say do not ignore the first red flags, right? Then after that, she came back. She bought me stuff, a lot of stuff, you know.
Mm.
And then we went into lockdown. Then during lockdown, I went to my hometown, and I would I would visit her because I was now working in the capital where she used to stay. But during
Mm.
lockdown, I went to my hometown because like the lockdown was kind of indefinite, and my place of work, they said you can work remotely, and my job is quite flexible. I can do that. So I chose to stay home with my parents. But now
Mm.
and again, I'll drive from my hometown to visit her. Then I'll see her, and to keep the flame burning. And that was that. It was cool, and we were planning to get married, and then for no reason we started fighting, and
Mm.
we are planning to get married for no reason. Then this time around, she broke up with me. And I tell you,
Right.
I'd told everyone, I told my friends, I told my family that I now want to get married. And I was hurt. And I still remember one of these days, um, coming from work, then I didn't change, I didn't do anything. I just got into the bed. I just removed my shoes, then into the blankets. And one
Mm.
of my friends, when he came, he was like, what's happening? And I told her, like, you know what, and all this, and then he laughed at me. He laughed at me. And, then I was hurt. And yeah, then what she did now, this time around, she came back again, you know? So it became a
Mm-hmm.
series of breakups and coming back and, reconcile and all that and all that. Right. So I think this was the second official breakup that we had. Then she
Mm-hmm.
she sent her sister's husband to come and to talk to me, and she said, you know what? Uh, the 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 brother-in-law came and he tried to make sense in me and say, you know what, I really don't know what's happening and what happened between you guys. And but all I can say is I've been sent, and she's saying she's sorry, and I don't know. It's up to you.
Mm.
Then I considered it, and I took her back, you know, and that was that was now things had changed. I no longer felt the same, like the energy that I had before, because now it was now becoming sort of a pattern, right? Then this time around, um, I I caught her cheating, right? She was flirting with this other girl, with this other guy. Sorry, this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
she posted some pictures. She had some health complications that she had, so she wasn't allowed to eat some type of foods and like fast foods and all that. So me coming from a perspective that you're going to be my wife, so I tried to monitor her, and she knew that most of the times when we go out, she wouldn't eat some certain type of foods. Then now this time around, she posts to say thank you, you know what, and she writes this funny caption. Then I'm asking her, um, who bought you this? And she said, your friend. Then I told her, why are you eating this? Because when you get sick, it becomes my responsibility. And I was saying it from my perspective, because now this time around, we're also planning to get married, you know? And I was thinking of it to say, my wife has some chronic illnesses and all that, and it will be my burden. And she gaslighted at me, and she said, you're saying I'm sick, you're saying this, you're wara wara. Hey, she said a lot of things
Mm.
because I
Mm.
had asked, right? Then, due to my technical skills, IT skills, the few skills that I have, she gave me access to her phone, but she didn't know that she gave me access to her phone, right? So I could.
How?
One of the things she shared with me her email address, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had access to all the Google accounts, Google Photos, Google Drive, everything, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
also, um, at one point, she used my laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she tried to remove everything, but yeah, I think some catch and all that. I retrieved everything, like passwords and everything, like a Facebook account, Instagram, everything. So somehow I knew all that. So now this time around, when she mentioned that this person, I was curious. Then I went to a Google Photos, and I see some pictures that were taken on this very day with this very guy. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm surprised. Then I see a screenshot she took telling her friend that she's seeing this other guy. Then I went to her Instagram. Then I go into her DMs. She was inquiring wara wara. She wanted to buy a gift because she was someone who would gift. She was a giver. Like that was her
Right.
strength. Yeah.
Right.
So she
Yeah.
wanted to get a new boyfriend something, and everything every else. Then I'm like, hey man, no, this can't be happening. Then I had the courage and I called her. I still remember I called her. I don't remember, but that day it was a holiday. Then she was saying we're supposed to meet up and say, then I discovered all that the previous night. Then I told her, okay, I'm coming to pick you up, right? Then I called her.
Mm.
When I called her and she wasn't prepared, I got to a place earlier. than she expected. So she wasn't done preparing. Then she said, "You can come and sit with my sister and my brother-in-law." And I was like, "Ah, no, I don't think we're still going where we had planned to go. I want to tell you this is over."
Mm-mm.
And she was surprised. She was shocked. And I told her, "You can't be doing that. I know you are doing this." Then she denied it. She denied it. Then I sent her some pictures. Then she was saying, "I'm going to report you to the police. You had my phone. You're infringing my privacy." And she was gaslighting at me. And, then I was like, you can go wherever you want. But I didn't take your phone. I didn't do anything. I just know that I know what you're doing. Then that
Mm.
was that. Then she was hurt. She didn't see it coming. Then she was now saying she wants to commit suicide. She wants to do this. She wants to a lot of things that she wanted to do. And
Mm.
then now she then confessed something to me. I don't know if that was true or if that was a lie. I don't know if she did it so that I can feel pity for her. She told me a very nasty story that I can't even share, but it was
Right.
very nasty. And she said she's going for therapy, and you know, she has to do one, two, and I think that's where I also lost it. Because she said, one of these days, she said to me, "I'm coming for my therapy." And my therapist said, "I should bring you in." Then I asked her why. And she said, "I haven't forgiven you. And, I'm trying to move on." And she said a lot of things. Ah, I'm thinking to myself, should I go? Should I not? I asked my friends, and they said, "Dude, you should not go." But,
Mm.
I think because somehow I'll say maybe pussy got me out of character. I found myself going to see a therapist, you know. Then we went there, and it was something else. I was surprised. It was like you had gone to a makeup therapy of some sort. The therapy is well equipped, like already the lady's on her side. She's saying, you know, these infidelity issues, the one you have to decide, forgive, and and I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? What is happening? What and all that was I was told a lot of things. And funny enough, we had those temperament tests, you know. Very funny, she never knew anything about me, but I knew almost everything about it. And we're completely parallel because I'm
Oh.
a melancholy. What melancholy?
Right.
And
Mm.
she was um, phlegmatic, sanguine. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we
Oh,
are
yeah, yeah, yeah,
completely
yeah, yeah.
we are completely
Mm.
opposite. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I knew about that stuff. And when I saw those results when they came, I said we are not compatible. You know.
Mm.
Then this lady was trying to sugarcoat it, and and all that, right? Then
Mm.
um, after that, I think we started talking again. And one thing that she was good at, she would offer it, bro. I don't want to lie. She would
Mm.
give me anytime, and she would give me. And I think that thing got me out of character. And I would say I was pussy whipped because I wouldn't think straight.
But what do you mean when you say it got you out of character? Because,
Like
uh, uh, yeah, explain.
every time, okay, some of the things were right in front of me, right? But every time she would come and she would give me, I would forget about everything. I would, I would say, this one is perfect. This one, like she will change. She'll be like something else. right? So then now, but before we got back together, and she said she wants to make a confession to me
Mm-hmm.
of something. And I asked her, I said, oh, okay. Then she said, there's some things that I did, but I think I have to be very honest with you. And I've been cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. Then she said, you remember the visit that I had to East Africa? I didn't go to see my aunt. I had gone to see this other guy. And I remember this other guy, I was told he's my brother. And he was a very older guy, like well managed, those guys in their 40s who have money, and I'm in my 20s. I don't have, and I don't have money. And I still remember at one point, this guy said, because I'm quite hands-on and entrepreneurial, so I try things out. Then at one point she comes to me and said, my brother wants to invest in your business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but the reason why I denied it was because he wanted 100% um, like interest after a year. So I thought about it and I said, no, this is not feasible.
Mm.
This is not feasible. So like that's how then she confesses to me that this guy she has been sleeping with her. And she tells me then so when she confessed to me, it now triggered everything that I was saying. Those we were fighting for no reason, you know. Then I asked her, so what happened at this point when you were going to this country? What was happening? Like, then she tells me, honestly, I was going to see this other guy. I met this guy on Facebook, and this guy did this. He was used to send me money. So I felt pity for him because he didn't do anything. I had to go and see him. I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Then she's telling me a whole lot of stuff, like all the cheating that she did, you know.
Mm.
Then I thought to myself, okay, so maybe if someone came clean, maybe she has moved on and she now wants to start afresh. And I forgave her. And we went back, but things were not okay. Things were not okay. And I still remember we were planning to get married. But at the same time, I was also thinking of leaving the country. I was applying for scholarships. And I think the time we planned to get married, to say we will get married at this point in time was also the same time that I would, if that scholarship had succeeded, I would have been living during that time. So then
Mm-hmm.
she was now serious and she was now asking, so how are you going to do it? Like I'm like, you know what, I'll marry you even if I leave, I'll marry you in absentia, then you come and but I was not serious, honestly, because even I didn't even know where I would get the money. I had nothing planned, you know,
Mm.
towards that
Mm.
marriage. But we were planning to get married, right? So after that, um, things started to go the way they were. Like, and it was almost like the same time each and every year because we dated for something like 4 years. Almost the same time every year, we would get into these fights. Then we would make up things, and then we would get back together. So
Mm.
now this time around, I was more aware of what is happening, and
Mm.
I noticed this pattern again. She was withdrawing. She wasn't available. She wasn't. She was just cold,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Then I asked her. I think 3 or 4 times. Are you okay? Is everything okay? I just feel things are off between us. Then she's like, no, we are fine. 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 Then okay, cool. Then one day, I'm at work. You know, I I called her and I talked to her. Hi, how are you? Are you okay? You don't sound okay. I said, I'm fine. Then the next thing, he sends a message. Are you busy? Can we talk?
Mm.
Then I said,
Mm.
yeah, I'm not busy. Yeah, we can talk. Then she sends this long message, this
Mm.
long breakup message. So she's saying, you don't do this, you're not serious, uh, you don't take, you no longer take me out for dates, you no longer buy me things, you no longer do this to me. So I'm even doubting if you're serious with this marriage. And to me, honestly, I had stopped doing those things. But my excuse was, um, like I'm saving up money, so we have to cut on some of the things, you know. Then she was
Mm.
like, you're not serious and all that. And she sent a long message. And like
Mm.
I tell you, for the first time, I was just like, it's okay. I just felt relieved from when I received that message. Then I just texted. I said, it's okay. I got what you said. Then she sends another message and she said, so you had planned this. You're not even saying please and all that. Then I said, you know what? We are dealing with your feelings here. So I cannot convince you to say you have to feel loved. You have to. I cannot convince you those things because
Mhm.
you are mentioning things where I'm lacking. And it's not like if I tell you I love you, it changes those things because I
Mhm.
haven't bought those things. I haven't got those things. Then she was like, okay, fine. That's all right. And, and a week went by. And this time around, I didn't text her. I didn't call her.
Mhm.
I didn't talk to
Mm.
her. A week went by. A second week went by. So I had given her some money because she was now finished with college and she was saying, I want to start up a business and what not. Then I said, okay, fine. I can give you half of the money that you want. Then I gave her the money. Then she texted me that, tell me what I can do with your money. Um, I have to bring it back, but I'll bring it back over the weekend. Then then I just said, okay, cool. Then before the weekend, she sends a message. We got mugged. We had a break in at our house, and and stories.
Mm.
Then I said,
Mm.
okay, fine. Never mind about the money. You can keep it. I don't want it.
Mm.
Then that was that. Then in her mind, and because of the cycle of things that were happening, and like we used to break up, then get back together, break up, make up, break up, make up. She thought this time around I was going to come back. And
Because yeah.
I would hear her friends, I should be telling her friends, I know how to make him come around and I know. So for the first time I told myself I wasn't going to call her. I told myself I wasn't going to entertain her. I told myself I wasn't going to allow myself to see her. I told myself we were not going to be in the same space at the same time because I knew, like I said, she was very good at it and she would give. And for me, like I'm saying, it got me out of character because the moment she does that, she knew that I would play along and, I would consider everything she'll be
Mhm.
telling me and all that. But this time around, I told myself I have to move on and I have to get rid of her. And
Mhm.
I stopped texting her. I blocked, I muted your WhatsApp statuses. And the next thing, I think after a month, I deleted a number. I deleted the number of a mother because we were at a stage where I was known from a family side and she was known from my family side. So I deleted her mom's number. I deleted her sister's number.
Mm-mm.
I deleted everything. And so now she was now trying to get back to me through my friends. So she was now telling my friends, you know what? Ah, this guy did this to me and he wasn't serious and all that, all those sorts of things she was now trying to tell. And when my friends came to me, I just told them, guys, she should she should not tell you all those things. And I think for the first time I've moved on and I'm done with that chapter. And yeah, it took some time for me to accept it before I even told
Mm.
my parents. So when I told my parents that I broke up with her, they were surprised. They said, "Ah, she was an ideal, she was an ideal woman and all that." And at the back of my mind, I'm like, no, you don't know this person. And
How long had it been between the breakup and you telling your parents?
I think I took 6 months. Six
Yo,
months. Yeah, six
what took you
months.
so long?
I think I wanted to be sure that of the things that I'm doing because I think all the other times it was maybe a month breakup, 2 weeks breakup, and I wouldn't process things. And like I said, like I was telling you, to say when I reflect now, when I look at things back then, and I'll see, why did I allow that? I think I didn't give myself time to heal. I didn't give myself time to process things. And she would just come in and give it to me and, everything. Then this time around, I told myself I wasn't going to do
Mm.
anything like that. And I even, this time around, even the breakup, I didn't jump into seeing someone else or what. I was just by myself and I was reflecting and I was introspecting to say, but what happened? Like, is this
Mm.
something that I really want? Is this something that I deserved or, and all that? And yeah, that was the end of it. And ever since then, I never heard from her. I like we had started buying things and there were things at my place.
Mm.
So at one point she told one of my friends that at one point she would see me when I want to give her those things. But I tell you, I never looked back. I never gave her those things. And to the extent that I moved on and I moved away from that place and I left those things there. I didn't, and I don't know what happened to those things. And
Yo.
that was the end of it.
Yeah. There's a lot to to digest, but not in as much detail as we possibly could.
Yeah,
But I think it was really important for you to be intentional. There's a moment in the conversation where you mentioned that somebody was intentional, right, about things. One of the things that was necessary for you,
yeah,
Aruna, in your experience, was to be intentional about what it is that you wanted. So, one, already it was go with the flow. So there was an absence of intention,
yes,
which
yes,
meant it was open for you to keep the door open to do whatever you're doing with Smalley
yeah,
and Mona Lisa. Because, again, the only intention that you had was to serve your sexual gratification,
yeah,
which I think was part of your healing process to try and forget what was happening. It was almost like an analgesic. You're taking a painkiller,
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
try and soften the pain.
yeah,
But in doing that, you then got used to enjoying sex with Mona Lisa to the point that you sacrificed peace and quiet in your relationship to go and get a little nookie on the
yeah,
bus, only to then find out that what you were doing behind your girlfriend's back, she was doing to you, and it hurt.
yeah,
In
yeah,
life, we shouldn't give what we can't take. So
exactly.
if you can't take being shouted at, then don't shout at people.
100%.
Yeah, if you can't take being cheated on, then don't cheat. Period.
100%. Yes.
So I know this is in hindsight. I'm just mentioning it as things that were going through my mind as you were saying some of the story.
Yeah.
And then now again when you progress and then you decide to leave your girl because you found out that she was cheating, and you weave your way back to Mona Lisa, a lot of the strange behavior that was happening, the regular absence and fight here and there, by the time it became a pattern,
Yeah.
you had an opportunity to call out the pattern and say that you don't like the pattern, and again be intentional about what you want to do about the pattern.
Yes. Yes.
And I get what you're saying when you're saying that in your fourth lesson you can't keep fighting about the same things, because if it's a red flag at the beginning, there's a good chance it'll be a red flag along the way,
Yes.
unless
yes.
the person really offers real apology. And for me, in my case, real apology is change behavior.
Yes. Yes.
Anything outside that, forget it. It's just mumbo jumbo. It's just things that are coming out of your mouth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right. So that is happening. That individual was self-serving. And then you broke up, you went back again, broke up, went back again. I don't know what was keeping you going back, but you did say that you enjoyed the sex quite a bit, and maybe that was on your mind that may have clouded judgment. I really do not know. But
Yeah, it was.
But your first lesson is the world is selfish. No one is coming to save you. Choose yourself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think choosing yourself has got layers. A healthy layer
Yeah.
and an unhealthy layer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When you had the two girls you were having sex with, you were choosing yourself.
Yeah, of course.
And you were being selfish.
Yeah.
But I
was.
don't think that's the kind of selfish you were trying to describe here when you're saying choose yourself in that first lesson.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to say that as prioritize yourself and make yourself valuable,
Exactly.
so that you're not dished bullshit by people.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that in this journey that you've had of growth, and in the healthy relationship that you are now,
Yeah.
at least that selfish component has now died, the unhealthy one.
100%.
Because having Mona Lisa and Smalley was a very selfish thing to do, and then to get onto the bus to go and have stuff going on with Mona Lisa was also an unhealthy, selfish version.
Yeah.
Of things to do.
Yeah.
But all the same, grateful you're out of the sticky situation.
Yeah.
I normally leave a story feeling like, okay, somebody was more the villain than the other. I feel this was a perfect balance of 50-50.
Is it?
I think so, and I say that because I think a lot of the things that happened in there were self-serving for both of you. She was
of
stepping
course.
out. She wanted someone else. She was having her fun with someone else. And you, on the other hand, did that once upon a time. And then when you got with her, you weren't intentional about things that you appreciated and things that you didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
So it meant that she had wiggle room to do stuff, so you didn't do yourself a favor either. So that's why I'm saying that I feel like it was 50-50.
True.
But having said that, I know somebody listening to this may be struggling with that whole idea of knowing that they enjoy having sex with someone else and they're not telling their real person.
Yeah.
Infidelity ultimately benefits nobody in the long run.
100%.
Yeah, it really does. And I hope maybe that's one of the key takeaways from this lesson.
Yes.
But hey, thanks Aruna for your story.
Thank you.
And just to play back his lessons, number one, the world is selfish. No one is coming to save you. Always choose yourself, but choose yourself in a healthy way. I just want to caveat that. Choose yourself in a healthy way. Number two, the majority can be very wrong. And what people think doesn't matter, because life is very personal and we all have our own different life experiences. So when taking advice, consider yourself first, because life is very personal. Number three, change is inevitable, and indeed people do change, but you can never change anyone, so don't force it. And the last one, you will always fight over the same things, but just different versions, so do not ignore the first red flags. You've been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I will catch you in next weekend's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you feeling.
I'm grateful that a guy has finally done that too. Thanks, bro.
I'm a horrible singer.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Sati zandaro rwaini handichagezai.
Tell me what you're feeling now that it's over.
Sati zandaro rwaini handichagezai.
Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Rudo imoto runoto kuchidzirwa mai.
Kuchidzirwa amai. Love is a fire.
Rudo imoto runoto kuchidzirwa mai.